So this is going to seem like I've asked you a few, they're not stupid questions, but they're extremely simple questions, but I think they have value. How do we know if this is working? Like, how do we know if our stress levels are reducing? Can we measure this by productivity? I don't know if that's the best way to go about measuring it. How do we know if what we're describing here is being effective for us?
That's a great question. So I tell a lot of my corporate clients, you'll notice the change in your productivity. You'll notice the change in your overall happiness. Like you basically become a better version of yourself. You're not as irritated or irritable all the time. You can also ask your family members for feedback because the people closest to you will notice kind of a shift in you. And you're just less reactive. You know, when things happened to me 10 years ago, I would go into a terrible spiral. In there for a couple of days, I was into my own head a lot. And now I'm just way less reactive. Things happen. It's like, okay, it is what it is. Move on. So you'll notice, you'll essentially become a better version of yourself.
Sure. That reactivity is key for salespeople as well. Of if you have a bad cold call, meeting, whatever it is, the sooner you can just drop it and go, okay, I'm not in control of how they felt when they slammed the phone down on me. I'm only in control of what I could say to them, and perhaps I could communicate it better. Then I know that lifts like a weight off my shoulders. It almost puts a bit of the pressure on someone else. It allows me to just to do what I need to do, and if that's somewhat effective, we're going to be all right with things.
Yeah, exactly. We talk in the book, Let That Shit Go, about, bucketing things into your life and what you can control and what you can't control. And one of the big things in sales is you can't control how people are going to react to you. You can only control what you put out there. My mom used to say, do your best and leave the rest. That's all you can do. You can only do your best. And then there's no regrets. If you do your best and you still get hung up on, or you still get the no, hey, that's all you can do. If you ruminate about the person that hung up on you or the salesperson that said no, that's just adding more stress. That's affecting your productivity. That's affecting, your overall confidence and how you put yourself out there as a business. So bucketing things and what you can and can't control can be really powerful.
For sure. And because we don't know what you cold called someone, you've no idea what's going on in their world at that moment, right? It could be perfectly good message. It could have been a perfectly good conversation starter, and they throw it back in your face because of who knows. Especially right now, there's a lot of turmoil going on in the world, right? So you mentioned this concept of buckets. Should work be its own bucket in that we do work and then we leave it behind? I know this is becoming more and more difficult with leaders, sales managers wanting to email you at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, whatever it is. Is this something that we should be forceful in that we have work-life separation? Is there value in that, especially with a lot of people now working from home?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is one of the things my clients struggle with the most right now, especially in the pandemic, is this blurred line between work and home, because a lot of people are working from home. And prior to the pandemic, there was a physical indication of I am shutting down. I am physically leaving the office. I'm now entering my safe space, which is home. Now people have their laptops on their, they're set up on their kitchen table, or they're set up in their, their kitchen counter. And suddenly it's so easy to quickly check in. And so the lines are very blurred, but it is absolutely important to kind of bucket and compartmentalize things into, work versus home versus, joy and play. I mean, because it's typical that you're at work and you're stressing about, the kid who hasn't finished the project, or you're suddenly at home and now you're stressing about the 20 projects that you have on the go. So that's one thing that has really helped me personally, is when I'm at work, I am focused, I am at work. And then when I'm at home, I'm with my family. And if a thought comes up about work, it's like my observing mind notices and goes, nope, no, not right now. And that helps, because a lot of, again, as I said earlier, 80% of the thoughts we think tend to be negative. So if we're just sitting there ruminating about work and we can't physically do anything, like let's say we're playing a family game for an hour, I'm not going to physically leave and go answer that email. So thinking about it is not serving me any well. It's taking away from my family, and it's not making me more productive. So bucketing things in your personal life and professional is a great tool to have.